All right, I went ahead and wrote some targeted questions for this standard, and a targeted question can really be specific around the standard. It can also be general questions that you could use for other standards as well. So I'm going to go through them really quick with you. The first one I put is, how can you represent that fraction using an area model? And really what this is just indicating to the student is, like, show me your thinking using a representational model. The next one is, what is the question asking us to do? And that really goes back to that chunking of the problem and annotating the important information on the model. So making sure students are really closely reading those word problems. What does the denominator or the numerator represent? How can you annotate that model with all of the important information? So a student may have drawn the model correctly, but they need to explain their thinking through annotating the model. This is really going to help when I sit down and look at student work later, be able to help me point out where the thinking broke down if they were unable to prove mastery on the standard. And the last one is, how do you know you have drawn the correct number of equal parts? Well, if I saw a student's diagram and they didn't number the equal parts, there's one of two ways I could have gone about that. I could have either said, you need to number your equal parts, which is really me telling them what they have to do. But to put the onus back on them and really the heavy lifting back on them, I'm going to ask them the question, how do you know you've drawn the correct number of equal parts? Hopefully that will lead them into the process of, like, what strategy can I use to check my thinking, to check my work? Oh yeah, I can number those equal parts just to be sure. And there's going to be several more questions that I can add to this document later, especially during and after I've taught the standard. And then I can refer back to this each time I teach the standard from year to year.